32 Smith & Wesson long versus 38 Special through the LCR 327 Federal Magnum and the Taurus 605 357 Magnum. Reason why I'm using these rounds, this is basically the best I could find at the retailer I was at, but they're both Wadcutters. They're both representative of a good Wadcutter for the 32 Smith & Wesson long and the 38 Special. And these would be one of the best low recoil options for a little bit heavier revolver. Taurus 605 was about 21 ounces. Not only are we going down to 38 Special, but we're going down to a very light loaded target Wadcutter 38 Special, and the 327 Federal Magnum, the same thing. 32 Smith & Wesson long is a very low powered cartridge in comparison to 327 and 32 H&R Magnum. And the thought for using Wadcutters is that when you go down to very low powered rounds that are going to give you the recoil impulse that you're looking for, if you're looking for very low recoil, is you don't want to use hollow points, because they're really not going to do anything. They're going to expand, and they're going to enter what they're going to enter with kind of a rounded profile and not do a lot of damage. As where a Wadcutter has that flat tip, it's going to cut right through it like a Coke can hitting something at high velocity. It's going to do a lot of damage. Now the Magtech's rated at 709 feet per second. I have a 4-inch barrel, so we'll see what we get out of the 2-inch barrel. And the 32 Smith & Wesson is rated at 735 feet per second, with no listed barrel length. So we're going to go through the chronograph, see what kind of velocity and accuracy we're going to get at the same time, and then we're going to go through the Juggernaut box, which contains a 1 3/4 inch pack of baloney, followed by 1/4 inch medium density fiberboard covered by 4 layers of denim and into water jugs to catch that projectile. So let's see what we get between the 32 Smith & Wesson long and 38 Special and Wadcutters. By the way, the 32 Smith & Wesson is a 100 grain bullet. The 38 Special 148 grain. So let's get started. We're about 6.5 yards from the target. We'll see what kind of velocity we're getting with the 38 Special. What kind of accuracy too. .684, 700, 670, 637, and 700. I was aiming for about that 8 number in that target just to make sure I don't hit the chronograph, and it's shooting a little bit high even from that point of aim. Now let's see how the 32 compares. 32 Smith & Wesson long, I'll go for about the same point of aim. .703, 662, 655, 687, and 701. So we're definitely dealing with about the same amount of velocity. However, we're doing 48 grains less of a bullet weight with this, but recoil is significantly less with the 32. Let's hit the Juggernaut box and see what kind of damage it does and what kind of penetration we get, because really penetration's key with this cartridge. If we can get comparable to good self-defense rounds, it might be usable. So let's get started. Alright, 38 Special, we'll see how it does on my ballistic test. Alright, nice clean hit here. And what I'm seeing is actually quite impressive compared to a lot of the hollow point rounds I test. I would say there's a little bit more damage to that than, let's say, a 380 or a non-expanding 38 Special round. The hole through the fiberboard is pretty impressive as well. Now let's see what we got in water jugs. Alright, first jug, we put a clean hole through it. There's not any cracking of the plastic. Not that I would expect that. Jug 2, we have a hole off the back of jug 2. You have a hole in jug 3. And we have a dent in jug 4. I don't see the bullet yet. And we have that Wadcutter in jug 4, cracked out the back of jug 5. Out the back of jug 4, hitting jug 5 just a little tiny bit. So what we're looking at is we are looking at about 18 inches of penetration if it were to be ballistic gel. And from this angle, it does appear to have some form of expansion as well. So that's pretty impressive performance. It's a very soft lead. I can tell that because there's imprints of denim fabric in the front of the bullet. It is a hollow based wad cutter, by the way. So a pretty decent lead alloy for using like that, and really good penetration as well and damage. So I'd say that's a pretty good round right there. Now let's see how the 32 compares. 32 Smith & Wesson long, we'll see if the performance is comparable to the 38 Special. Alright. And we put a hole right through it. And I would say the amount of damage it actually caused for the diameter of the bullet is pretty comparable. A clean hole right through the fiberboard as well. So let's see what we got in water jugs. Alright, first jug, as to be expected, we went right through it without any cracking of the jug. Jug 2, we're passing right through that. Impact on jug 3. And it looks like we started to maybe tumble a little bit. There's a slight impact on the edge, on the back of jug 3, but the bullet is in jug 3. So comparable penetration if it were to be ballistics gel of about 15 inches. And we got similar results. A little tiny bit of deformation. You see a little bit of denim shape on the front of that bullet. So overall, both pretty comparable cartridges, pretty usable cartridges, because what I'm seeing from my point of view is they are both hitting enough penetration to be effective. If it were to hit a soft body target, it's going to penetrate adequately. And the damage was actually decent, better than what I would say any 22 would ever be. And with the 32, that felt about like a 22 long rifle. No more recoil than that. The 38 Special had just a little bit more, but a lot less than a 9mm out of a full-size pistol out of that little revolver. So these are both really good low recoil options for people that might say, hey, I have this gun or I have this gun, too much recoil. Now I have to go and spend $300, $400 for a 22. Well, you don't really if you get the right ammunition, because any wad cutter, it's already going to be at 32 caliber and have the same recoil as a 22, but a 22 is never going to expand to 32 caliber that it is already, and on top of that penetrate. So I'd say these are really great options if you want to go low recoil. 32 Smith & Wesson long wad cutter through a 327 or a 32 H&R Magnum revolver, and a 38 Special wad cutter through a 38 Special or a 357 Magnum revolver. And the heavier you go with firearm, the less and less recoil it's going to have. So that's what you get today between the two. And as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.